Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I recorded one of these in the moment videos, but today I really want to talk about how transformative coaching, the coaching that I practice, is different from what I call mainstream coaching, which is what we usually see and is most commonly taught and practiced. Um, I don't expect to go through all the differences in a short video, okay? But the biggest difference is that I would say the biggest three differences is that transformative coaching relies less on your thinking. What do I mean? So if you're like me, if somebody starts asking you a lot of questions, you can either think yourself into anything, right? That's when it happens that it's like, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Right? And you don't even know anymore where your gut feeling is or what sounds good. They all sounds good. You can find a reason for everything to be a good option. Or you might, with more and more question, experience more resistance and overwhelm. In other words, instead of feeling that you're opening up to possibilities, you're feeling more and more constraints because you have to use your thinking rather than your feeling or your energy or simply letting things come to you, right? And so over time, what I've seen and what I practice is that some of us really need to actually let go and step beyond the thinking, the intellectual thinking, to a deeper level of knowing and a deeper level of tuning in and resonating. And there are many different ways that people, you and me, experience reality and experience our own inner wisdom, right? And thinking about things, it's only one modality. And for very important things, it only works for a few people, in my opinion. For a lot of us, we are used to that. That's what we're taught. That's what we're always exposed to. But once we learn there's a different way, wow. I mean, my life really changed once I saw that, right? And started to practice what was aligned with my own self. The second thing about transformative coaching is that it's not prescriptive. So something that I see a lot in coaching is this sort of like, here's what you do to achieve X, right? And this sort of over reliance of tools on techniques, on strategies, right? So I just don't think we work that way, and I don't think true transformation comes from that. Now, it is possible that a specific strategy or technique or tool works for you, right? But I don't think that makes it universal. And even for you, it might work one time in a situation and it might not work at another time. For example, there are times where journaling helps me a lot. And there are times when journaling actually feels like just me ruminating on stuff, right? It's not helpful at all. It's just the same thing over and over with no real relief or insight, right? And same thing for some people, maybe movement and body is really helpful. They find a lot of wisdom in that, they find a lot of relief. And there are other people where they can be really triggering or not the right approach where they're at. Or they need a lot of care around it, or a different type of movement, and so forth. So when I share strategies or tools, or I don't think honestly I really share techniques, but anything I share something, it's more of here's something you might want to try, or here's one of here are five things you might want to try, because I think that the real goal of the coaching, deep coaching, transformative coaching, is to empower you to more and more understand your own wisdom, to more and more understand where your guidance is at, and then have the trust of following it. The third thing is that, so in my practice, reframing of thoughts is not the is not a major part of it's not a major part of my practice. Okay, reframing your thinking, I think that's something that comes from cognitive behavioral therapy, if I'm not mistaken. It's done a lot in coaching. Again, I personally always found that yes, I can do it as an intellectual exercise, but did it really help me? Most cases, no. It obscured my own wisdom, it obscured how I deeply felt. Instead, what I find is very helpful is to understand the nature of thoughts, to understand your own experience, how you experience things. And you don't even have to sometimes work on a specific thought or a specific experience. By quieting the mind, understanding more of the nature of thought, the nature of wisdom, the nature of our experience, something awakens within you. Because you and me and everybody else, we have an innate capacity to actually see something for ourselves. And when that kicks in, or when we can see something, it's not a one-time thing, okay? It's like in life, many, 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 many times, that capacity, awakens and spontaneously guides us. When does that happen? When that happens, and when we can actually um, follow it and trust it, there's a little bit of a mystery to that. Okay, and I'm sure in your life, you've had that moment where you had that, aha moment, that moment of insight, and then you realize, wow, my friend has been trying to tell me this for so many years, or oh, now I understand, what I kept hearing, and sort of like, yeah, I thought it was a good idea, but it didn't click, right? There's a little bit of mystery, and anybody that works with people, will tell you that there's something that's outside of what we can do, of the technique. There is something that it just has to come from within, from the person, and so I think I hold a lot of care and respect and trust in that, and also acceptance that it's not about me, it's about you, right? It's not about the coach, it's not about the technique, it's about the client. So I think these are three things that come to mind today as a, in the moment video. I haven't done this in a while, about transformative coaching versus more what I call mainstream coaching. And I'm gonna leave it right here for you. If you like this, if you would really like to experience something different, consider my coaching intensive. It's 6 days, 6 calls over 6 days, and that's what I work really to awaken and to help you tap into that inner wisdom. All right, for anything else, check out repurposeyourpurpose.com.